Up next, we have Race Pick, The Clearing from 2020.
Yep.
Summary for this film: a father must battle his way through the zombie apocalypse to save his daughter. Written and directed by David Madelon, who did Totally Killer, a recent film that I believe you can watch on Amazon or some shit like that.
Yep.
Um, Ray, why don't you start us off? Your pick.
All right. First, I have to say, I should have watched this first. I watched
Oh yeah.
when Evil Lurks first, and it ruined this movie for me because I was just like, this is not compared to that. This is not even
It's
close
a
to it.
letdown.
Yeah, but listen, I thought it had a cool opening. Okay, I like the actor that plays the dad. He took over for, if you guys have ever watched the Spartacus series on Stars, he took over for Andy. I can't remember the guy's last name. Weir maybe. But the guy that
Oh,
played Spartacus died, and this guy took over when
okay.
he died. So I had followed. I knew who he was, and he's a pretty decent actor most days. In this, he's kind of hit or miss and back and forth, and I didn't really care for him in this movie. I thought the opening was cool though. I was like, oh, this might end up being way better than I thought, and then it was not. Um, I did like. Let's just go through the things I liked real quick. Like I said, I thought the opening was good. I thought the zombies, some of them looked pretty cool. For this was clearly a low budget, pretty low movie. Couple of really cool kills I thought in this whole thing. Some neat ideas that could, in a bigger budget zombie movie, might have been really great. I liked the idea of a father and daughter being stuck in this situation, but it was squandered because the daughter was so fucking unlikable. Like I was actually rooting for. I was like, fuck this bitch, like I didn't like her at all. She didn't even seem to try to help her dad. Like
They're both
I,
kind of unlikable.
yeah, the dad.
It was
Granted, the dad is a dick, but he's a dick in retaliation to her being so awful to him. So I kind of get it. Um, I don't know. They just weren't very likable characters. You're right. Even the mom, they show her at the beginning. She sucks. It had okay music too in this one. It wasn't great. Wasn't memorable,
Yeah, I
but
don't
it was
remember
just
it at all.
it did the job. It was just kind of like you know,
Oh yeah,
zombies
it
are
was.
coming.
No. It wasn't that when the zombies are coming. I made a note about what happens. It's like tribal drums.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and a lot of.
yeah, yeah. It did have some pretty cool action scenes. In the clearing, he's got a little camper and he's got a truck, and he does the dumbest shit on earth. Leaves his door open, and the truck doesn't run, and he has to stay in the camper as like his base camp. But he doesn't do anything. He doesn't go scouting. He just stays in this fucking one spot like he's a puss. Like he's a built dude. He's fighting. You can't tell me he can't run 20 yards
I
and get
wish I
into.
knew where it was set. Do you know
Yeah,
where this is at? Because there's accents on various people. Also, he says there's bears, so he ties his food up.
yeah.
But
I
like,
I have no idea. It doesn't say.
how would you tie
Um,
your food up if you have a camper though? I
the
mean,
the other so and then now I'm into my cons again. But the other thing that really pissed me
so
off
many
about this movie
cons.
was how shaky the camera was. Like I'm trying to watch. This isn't a found footage film where I would expect that. This is supposed to be a actual movie. Right? Yeah. And the guy's running against zombies, and the camera's all like
it's
this.
because the cameraman was in the mix. It was like they're like,
Yeah,
get in there, Roger, and he was like, fuck.
terrible
Yeah,
fucking yeah,
get in there,
terrible idea
Roger.
on that. Whoever made that decision's awful. The story made no sense to me. I couldn't tell what the motivation was other than he wanted to see his daughter again, but he didn't make hardly any attempts till towards the end to try to accomplish that, and his attempts were fucking stupid. And this character that shows up out of nowhere, it's fucking pointless and ridiculous. The ending was a total letdown. I gave this movie a 4 out of 10. I would say if you like zombie stuff, watch it once and never watch it again. So
So funny. John, you want you go?
The only interesting thing about this movie they didn't go into was the parasitic worms. Like,
Yeah. Oh
there were
Jesus, I
worms.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Oh, sweet worms. Okay, how did this fucking happen? Uh, I'm a dickhead dad, and I'm just gonna try and get my daughter who wants nothing to do with me. So we're not gonna talk about any of that.
Right.
I like that was dumb. That was a really huge opportunity missed. Like
Yeah.
they so all right. Now I understand. Now I know where I know this dude from, and I fucking hate his acting. He is not a good actor.
Like I
Like,
said, I thought he was adequate in
but he's hot,
Spartacus.
so he doesn't have to act. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a good actor. He's a good looking dude. He's on Spartacus. Like,
Yeah.
like chicks ain't watching him for his acting ability.
Uh-uh.
All right. Um, remember how the little girl didn't know smoke signals, and then all of a sudden she knew smoke signals?
Yeah. She learned it, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
She had that paper, remember? Oh,
I thought that was just for Morse code.
okay. Well, yeah, but what wasn't it like that was her thing that she was doing smoke signals and Morse code?
Yeah. Well, yeah, all through exposition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like it was like a Final Fantasy game. Like she just leveled up off screen.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Yeah, I actually liked the shaky camera in the action sequences. It made it more intense, and it hid the CG they had to use in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So it made it a little bit, for me, a little bit more believable.
The CG didn't look too bad, I didn't think.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad at all.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't ever want to watch this again. Like, I watched this 1.5 times.
Well,
On the second time, on my second run through, I was like, I can't fucking watch this anymore. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, the only thing that was interesting was the worms, and you only you see them.
I just have to apologize because I really looked hard this time. I wanted something to.
It's cool.
I know.
Hey,
and
sometimes you get
thought it looked
socks for Christmas, man.
Yeah.
You're taking an adventure. You're being adventurous. How
Yeah.
we gonna...
So I actually gave this one a 3. I'm like, no, done. No, thank you. Next.
Yeah. I liked this more than you guys did. But really, Crackle should really just leave their name off of movies, I think, because when that popped up, first of all, I'm watching a Crackle movie on Tubi. That's like buying great value green beans at Dollar General. It's like fucking weird.
Yeah.
The minute that Crackle logo popped up, all I thought of was, oh fuck, Joe Dirt 2, because that's the only thing I can think of whenever I'm thinking of a Crackle movie. But right off the bat, like I compared this to The Night Eats the World, right? So two zombie movies with a dude just by himself, pretty much.
Yeah.
Fast-paced zombie action right out the gate, plenty of good punching sounds. You know how I like a good biff and a good boff. I love that stupid horrible shit. A lot of moments in the movies are punctuated by those tribal drums I mentioned, filled with this. He's like a superhero, this guy. Barely uses a gun.
Wants to be.
Punch fighting these undead to death. He's punching them. What a tactic. He has a million things in this fucking RV to hit him with. Punching his way through this. I would have probably died in this scenario because he doesn't do anything that I would do. He should have died because there were several times where he was swarmed with zombies and should have been torn asunder. But I would have died the moment that when he thinks his daughter's gone and then he sees her and then she starts getting chased by zombies. I would have jumped off of that thing and ran to my kid and went wherever my fucking kid went. Like I wouldn't be separated, so whether or not
she's got this
taught me, I wouldn't be like, fucking run. I'm gonna stay here. I would be with them. I would have jumped as far as I could over those zombies and
run for the hills, girl that's got no discernible skills at the moment.
Yeah.
I was just making fun of you earlier in the film that we're in.
Yeah.
Oh, he was such a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he was
take all the
God.
joy away.
No wonder she's so unlikable.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta tell your kid they ain't shit, man, you know?
Sometimes. but
I
I
did like the area they shot this in did remind me a lot of Cargo. Like it felt like Cargo, the movie that we watched a long time ago, Ray, that you told us we should watch with Martin
Yeah, it was
Freeman.
Martin
Zombie.
Martin,
It's a
yeah.
different zombie movie. It felt like this could have been in the same world, like
It
the
did.
area.
You know, it might have been filmed in Australia because I think
Yeah.
Cargo was filmed in
Could have
Australia,
been.
if I remember it.
Yeah, it has one of the most abrupt and disappointing endings that I've ever seen in my life. Uh, he goes up to the top of the mountain and his daughter's laying there like fucking Snow White. Like
Yeah.
really, and she really weakly goes, "I missed you," and then it like just fades to black, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
You're not telling me how they're getting out of this situation to a safe place, or like fade to black, man. Does she die? I don't know. Was she
Yeah.
He died on the way to his home planet.
Was she all right? Who
I,
knows?
I like to think, yeah, I like to think that she was infected and they get about 10 feet and she bites his neck.
You know what? There was one other cool thing that where he had the dream of her
Oh yeah.
cabin,
Oh, yeah, I
her
did
in the
like that.
camper. That was the other cool part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, like I thought the effects were decent. It's there's no story arc. Like it's not, you know, if you went to school and learned how stories work, that is not here. I don't know what it is that is going on, but it's basically like I don't know. It seems like two scenes or something. Like there's like nothing there. There's no ending, no conclusion, no gratifying ending at all.
It reminded me of something like a short film where you would have one day to do it all, you know, and you're
Yeah.
just like, whatever you're editing together, whatever you filmed, and that's the movie they made.
And I
you know?
realized
film
I think what would
Yeah.
have made it better is if they would have shown what the daughter was going through a little bit more, because
Yeah.
he was pretty well safe there. And then they had to contrive a weird dude that enters the picture
Yeah,
and
right.
and they could have just been, well, what's the daughter doing? You know, like she just had this thing happen to her and then they don't ever go back to her. I don't know.
It would have made it a better movie altogether. You just
Totally.
stop at one point and then cut to her in the woods, show a little bit of that, cut back, you know, in a back and forth. Juxtaposition and would have made it make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just nonsense.
But
It's just
overall,
one long drone.
you know,
Yeah.
I have to judge it based on my enjoyment of it, and I gave it a 6 because it was short. It was to the point. It was fucking easy to watch. Like it was so maybe it wasn't short. I don't know. It
was
seems
like
it
hour
was
25,
over.
I think.
It was over before I knew it. I
Yeah.
was like, oh well, fuck, that flew by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just ended. Like the
Yeah.
Sopranos.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Right.
I thought the dude made several bad, stupid decisions and time wasting decisions, such as gluing or whatever he did with the glass all over the top of his RV
Yeah.
thing.
Like
No
that was
fucking
gonna
point.
stop him.
Yeah.